Right, there you are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome this week to Mr. Stephen Had a Dabble. And yes, hello, welcome back to the show. Now, this week, I'm actually not here. I mean, I know I'm here right now. I know I'm sat here talking to you right now, but I'm not actually here. Where I am is Cornwall. Yeah, because I'm on holiday, you see, and I've actually made this video the week before in order so that I could actually have something to show you this week. Here it is. Okay, so I'm guessing that what you need is something a little bit more than that. Maybe, maybe we'll jump into the game, and hopefully that's not worked. That's worked. There you go. You're over there, you see, for me. Yeah, but you're here. But never mind. So, last week, the end of the last week, we finished putting windows in things. And, okay, so there's one really big thing that we haven't really talked about too much, and that's lighting. Underfloor lighting, which is the type of lighting that I really like. That's what we're going to be doing here. So... here we are in MC Edit again, and as I've said before, absolutely brilliant program. And what I can do is I can select, and we're going to select every top block from that floor, and we're going to replace it with glowstone, because that's the quickest way of getting something lit up that isn't complicated. And well, if we do this on here, it won't work, and if we do it over here, it won't work very well either. So, right, okay, that didn't work the way I was expecting it to, but it kind of worked. So here we are. I've got a song stuck in my head this week. I watched Smokey and the Bandit. If you've never seen Smokey and the Bandit, I would recommend it wholeheartedly. They're great. They're the 70s comedy, sort of comedy, Americanized comedy, but comedy nonetheless, with Magnum P.I. in as a blocker. Now, a blocker is a type of smuggler in America, in American trucker smuggling, interstate smuggling, and what a blocker would do is go out along with the trucks, and there we go. There. And he would make sure that none of the trucks got pulled over by the police by performing various illegal acts in front of any police along the way, so they chase him instead. And Magnum P.I., whose name I can't remember right now, but Burt Reynolds, there we go, is a blocker whose handle is the Bandit, which is pretty cool, actually. Now I'm just looking at this. We've got a few things here we're going to need to sort out. Do it in a second. This. Right, so the next thing is this, and right, what I've done here is I've selected I know it's a bit difficult to see because of all the blocks that are all over the place, but I've selected the floor in this room, and down here there's a fill and replace button, and that's going to be really important for what we're going to do now. If I click on that, and I get to choose a thing, so I'm going to choose glowstone. Okay, and then I'm just going to click on fill, and it'll do its stuff. Deselect, and I've filled that entire floor with glowstone. Okay, so menu and save, and then we're going to quit out of that, and you'll have to give me just a second here so that I can load a few things up. And I'm going to load up Minecraft again, because that's the next job, you know. We want to make sure that when we go back into Minecraft, the edit that we've just done hasn't actually made any mistakes on the things. So here's Minecraft. Here's my place. I'll just expand Minecraft out a bit so it's not quite as small on my screen. Nearly there. There we go. And then let's go back to the game, and we see what we've got here is a floor which is covered in glowstone, and this means a couple of things. Firstly, all of our carpet is in the right place, but it does mean that all the bathrooms that we hadn't really thought about before, all the bathrooms have got glowstone in them instead of quartz. And we're not going to want to leave that as glowstone, because as much as that's good in the build that I've got here, in other people's builds it won't be very good, and I really wanted a carpeted interior. So let's bring this up. Oh dear. E, there we go. Right, and we'll search for carpet. And a nice, simple, light grey carpet is fine. Let's add some red in there as well, just in case. And a little bit of blue. Just because we want to make sure that it's not silly. And what I'm going to start to do here is, of course, just put down carpet. But we don't want to... Right, there we go. Okay. So, I can keep on doing this for ages. As long as I don't do too much. And you notice there, the edge of the building, it didn't have the glowstones in. Not the end of the world, because of course everything's going to be covered over by carpet. So that's perfectly fine. So anyway, what I want you to take away from today is go and see Smokey and the Bandit. Well, you can't go and see it. If you're in the UK, they currently have all three of them. There are 3 Smokey films. Smokey is the trucker slang for the police. Presumably something like smoked bacon pigs, you know, that not a particularly nice phrase for the police, but a phrase nonetheless. And they're 3 great films, which have some great actors in, and I know there's plenty of fun along the way as well, which is what you probably like in films. I would like to know, what's your favourite funny film? There we go. That's an interesting one. I've taken all the doors off as well. Okay. Now. Right, okay, so I'm noticing a problem here. I can't seem to place this door anywhere. Right, okay, I'm going to come back to that, because it's obviously a problem, and one that I have no idea how to solve. But it's obviously solvable. But we don't know how. Ah, dear. Minecraft. Why do you do these things to me? Ah, now, can I do that there? Yes! Alright, so we have to do that. Okay, like this needs some sort of forum hunting to try and find out why that's actually done that. Why? But it might mean we're going to have to take some of this carpet up if it's going to be a problem. I hate the sound effect they've got on this for putting carpet down. It's absolutely appalling. Okay. I've never had a problem with carpet and doors before. Obviously, I've got witches, and that's what's caused the problem. Witches and zombies, and you can hear them outside. Or inside. Or something. This is, I think this is the easiest way of laying carpet in Minecraft. Just, you know, go above the blocks so that you can't get to them. Get thingy. And just, yeah. So you can't overdo the amount of carpet and stuff in that. Alright, so that's that done. And you see how quickly we've done it. Look, we've done nearly a whole floor in just these few minutes. Whilst I've been talking to you about Smokey and the Bandit. And honestly, Smokey and the Bandit is well worth talking about. So here's an idea. All of these doors have fallen off because we've put carpet down. Now that's either a bug in either my game or the build that we've got at the moment. So in order to combat that, let's remove the carpet just outside people's rooms and just inside people's rooms. We'll put down a block, a quartz block, as a sort of threshold. That'll do. Maybe we want to put some other things up as well. I'm going all over the place doing this. I know that there's going to be at least one person watching this video who that will really annoy. But annoy. So I'm sorry about that. But sometimes that's just the way that it needs to happen. Right, so I've got a completely grey floor, apart from that bit. Don't care about them. When I finish this, there are going to be, you know, the odd things that just don't work anywhere because I haven't thought about it properly. Alright, let's see if this works. No, that doesn't work. That's really annoying. Can't place a door. What about if I get rid of... Can't place a door down. Alright. I need to go into forums and actually see why this is doing what it's doing, because that's not right. That's not what I was expecting. We've got that there. So right, let's just make sure everywhere that we've, you know, we're not missing any blocks for the carpet. The lift's gone as well. I mean, for crying out loud. Why is the lift going? What is it that's making the lift go? I mean, I can't put a door anywhere here. How strange. How strange. If anyone knows what's going on, let me know, because that is really weird. What I wanted to do here, actually, was similar to what I've done outside the other elevators. And when I say the other elevators, it is just the ones upstairs. And it's just a bit of a pattern on the carpet. Obviously, some of this we might have to take up as and when we figure out what's gone wrong with the doors. And you know, it may very well be just the fact that it's glowstone, that we're putting it on the wrong surface, and so the door won't take to it or something like that. Because that does happen in Minecraft occasionally. Something, you know, silly like that happens, and you don't realise. Minecraft has these little niggly things in there which you can't really do anything about, and it's a shame, because it's a really good game, and you just kind of hope they'd have solved whatever those issues are right now, but obviously not. So that's something to try, in fact, isn't it? Let's put a proper block down, and we can put a door in there. Okay, so we'll be doing that in there as well. That open. Right. Okay, so that makes much more sense. It's the fact that it's glowstone. Okay. Now I just want to run something. Just a single one down here, and obviously I've made a few mistakes along the way. That's all it needs. Just something running along like that, so that it's not. There we go. And this one again, same thing. There's a part of me that thinks that all of these sound effects are so Python-esque that I think that's part of why I like the game. They're just this silly sounds going on. You might be wondering why I'm not worried about the odd squares that I'm breaking here. Well, because light in Minecraft is cumulative, but when you get to a certain level of light, with glowstones at least, you can't really tell the difference, so that odd one isn't going to make much of a difference there. Now, the last thing we've got to do then is fix all of these doors. So let's go along and break. In fact, we won't just break them, we'll stick a block of quartz in there as we're going along to every single entrance that we've got. Just no other entrance there. And that'll be the end of today's video. As I said, I'm in Cornwall, so it's quite nice. We've got beaches there. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm not there right now. I'm here right now. I'm there now when you're watching this, but not right now when I'm recording this. No, I don't understand either. Practical upshot, of course. Cornwall's lovely, and I've been there before, and I'm really looking forward to going back again, because it's one of those places that I remember going on holiday a lot, and we did go there, I suppose 2 or 3 times, but they were the holidays that really stuck in my head. And we went abroad and stuff too, but Cornwall were the ones that I enjoyed most. I don't know why. I went surfing in Cornwall for the first time. Just fell in love with the water and everything. And again, it's just a lovely, lovely place. So I would recommend if you ever get a chance to go on holiday in Britain, Cornwall's a great place. The Lake District's a great place. Yorkshire as well. And the Cotswolds, which is where I live, but you don't appreciate the places that you live as much. So I brought my door up here. I've got to stop flying, otherwise I can't get through the gaps. One. We'll do this whole edge straight away first. And I'm coming into the room so that when you actually see the rooms from a distance, from a big point of view, they're not just big flat walls. They've got a little bit of indentation in with that. And I thought about doing stuff like putting, I don't know, plant pots down or something, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't always seem to quite fit. A hotel, yeah, you'd get a little bit of greenery on, or maybe a seat or something like that, but you wouldn't get an awful lot. So I'm trying to replicate that feel of a you know, all the nice stuff would all be in the lobby. It wouldn't be in with the individual rooms, at least not in the cheap hotels I stay at. In fact, some of the kind of bed and breakfast hotels that are around, they're much nicer than any of the. Let's check where I've put doors now. Okay, the door in there. Than any of the cheaper hotels, but you don't stay in cheap hotels because you can afford a nice bed and breakfast, do you? I remember when I was on, I was going around all over the place when I was younger. When I was performing comedy, and the places that you stayed in were sometimes just awful. And the more money that you made, the more you would spend it on hotels, because that's where you'd have to go back to. Okay, so that's all of that done. We've got a bit of a design to the carpet. Now, I'm going to put a bit more of this red down, because what's occurred to me is the one I want. That's what I want. Right. What's occurred to me is that there's nothing. There's a big. Let me try talking again in a different manner. There's this big expanse of grey, which I didn't quite want. So let's do that. And with that, we have a finished floor. It's not perfect. It's probably not going to win any awards, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Anyway, we are going to finish there for this week. As I said, I'm not actually around right now, so if upload problems happen, I can't do anything about it, which is really annoying. But I hope you've enjoyed today's show, and obviously join us later on for other things. Until then, here's the outro. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. We love having you around and we love hearing from you. Also, check out the other videos on this channel. It's Minecraft on Mondays, the Stephen and Joe Gaming Show on Wednesdays, and our playthrough videos on a Friday. You can also find me over on Twitch at Mr_Stephen, Monday from 7 till 9 with Battle Cattle UK, and Tuesdays playing Rocket League again from 7 till 9. If that's still not enough of me for you, head on over to Twitter @Steve_Meller to join in the conversation. That's me, signing off. Until next time, folks, good night.